Oh, I think it's gonna probably work. So let's see.
Yep.
We are going live. 3, 2, 1, and I think we are live. You guys see that?
Yeah, I see the link. This hasn't started the actual stream yet.
Okay, it's probably now, right? So I think we are live. We're live right now.
There we go.
Yes, we are live. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Danish from jobskillshare.org, and I have my friends with me again. We are doing this for the third time, the IT skills practice. This is something that we do on our Discord community. So if you're not a part of our Discord community, make sure to join our Discord community. We'll put the link in the descriptions in the chat. And then we have other friends like KevTech, in this whole, group. We have Kevin Diaz and so many other people that are going to be in the part of this skills live testing today. So we did 2 parts, by the way. So if you're brand new and you're just like, what are these guys doing? You know, why are they just coming live? And then what the hell are they? What the hell is this skill testing hot seat and this all that stuff? You really got to go back to the playlist, which I'm about to share in the description. Watch the first video, the second video, the third video, and I can guarantee you, if you're going to the interview, if you're a brand new IT professional, you're trying to get into this career, even if you just watch these 3 videos, first of all, it's going to give you a whole picture of, is this something do you really want to do? Because that's exactly what you're going to be doing. And the second thing is that when you look at it, you're going to feel that reality and you'll see something different than just normal to radical learning. You're going to get that really good feeling, by the way. And you will be kind of like mentally prepared. Third is if you have an interview coming soon, then this is it. This is your gold right here. You cannot find anything like this in the blogs or anything like that. You just look at these videos and trust me, if there's a technical interview, I can guarantee you there's something's going to be from these 3 videos. Probably more than something. There's going to be a lot of things because that's exactly how people test you in the interview. So we're going to get started. If you are, like I said, if you ever want to join these live with us when people talk to each other, you got to join Discord because everybody that's joining today is from Discord. And that's why the community is so, cool, because people can do these kind of things. So before we start, what I would do is I would request everybody to go on mute in the Zoom session. Please go on mute. And when it's time for questions and answers, or you want to ask questions, you can just unmute yourself and ask a question. So this way, we don't get confused with our hot seat, candidate. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Abdul for the 3rd time to be sitting on the hot seat. That's pretty, impressive because he's not giving any scenarios, by the way. He's not giving any cheat sheet or anything like that. This is exactly how he's going to get tested in the interviews as well. So first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who just joined in, and later on we'll do some chit chat with each other. Haifa, welcome, or some of our VIPs are also adding, so coming in. So Abdul, are you there? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Abdul, today's scenario is a little different, and it's reality too. So the scenario is that last time you created your own domain and you called it what?
Chai.coffee.
Chai.coffee. Today, you went to a new job and this job is brand new. Of course, you're going to go with your resume that you know this stuff, right? And now that you have done all this stuff, you're in the new job today. So the new job is basically like this. You're going to get into this company. They have some setup going on. They already use Active Directory. And then I'll tell you basically like this. You came to us, I hired you, and I say that, oh, by looking at your resume, I think you don't need anything. I'm just going to give you a username and password. You got your machine, help this machine, do what you want to do, but let me tell you some few things. So you should make a note of these things because that's how people will talk to you right now. I am doing a pretty bad job in a way to not give you any training and not give you much information. But my goal from this skill testing is for you to be thinking. Rather than relying on other people, you as a professional need to start thinking more, right? So I'm going to say that, first of all, Abdul, we are using Active Directory. So you can go ahead and find out what we use, or this is our domain, you're going to find out, right? And the second thing I want to tell you that our users are using Office 365, and we use Team to help our users. You see, I gave you information now, and that's something that's going to be given to you. Most of the companies are going to give you even more than that, even give you training. But I give you even just a few information right here. The rest you're going to find out yourself. So what I would like you to do, Abdul, First of all, go to your domain controller with the same password and tell us what is the domain over here. What's the domain of this company? I'm not even giving you any hints right now today, and you should be able to do that from your training and stuff.
It's CEC.
So you're logging in. Okay. Now one thing. Yeah, you are an administrator right there. You already clicked on it, so the password is the same. So
Okay.
so you just need to put the same password like the last time, right? There was a. Do you want me to send it to you?
I think I remember it. This should be it.
If not, then try. I'm gonna send it to you directly in your. There you
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good job. So now, how do you find what domain are we using right now? So first of all, like I said in the last interview, that you're not going to get access to a domain control, but here I'm giving you that. That's fine. I'm just going to give you access so you can understand about servers. How do you find that on the server?
When you ask me that question, I just go back to when we study the command who am I /fqdn.
You can try that, or you can just open Active Directory if you know how to do that. All right. So what's our domain?
cec.jobskillshare.org.
If I call you one day and I say I'm having, oh, you know what, we have the situation like that, so let's not even go there. So cec.jobskillshare.org. Everybody think is that correct? That's a correct domain name? Does everybody think? Anybody else have any other objection on this? I think it's correct. This is not a trick question, by the way.
It's correct.
Correct, right? Yep, it's correct. Be confident on that one, right? It's a correct domain right there. So, okay, Abdul. Now, I want you to find Monica, and she is our user. She's gonna be calling you and messing with your head right now because she has a lot of issues going on. So what I want you to do is I want you to find Monica in Active Directory. Where would you find her?
We're going to users, and right here I already see Monica.
Okay, what if we have 10,000 people? How would you find Monica?
So we right click users and click find.
All right, good job. So Monica has the same password, by the way, and she's calling you from her work machine. She just came into work. She is a new employee, and maybe she worked for a few days. And you may want to go back to the machines now, Monica machine. And Monica is saying that I am having issues with the login. Tell us what's going on with Monica. She just called you. Hi, Abdul. Hi, help us. I am trying to log into my machine, and I'm having issues with this machine right now. I'm trying to get into this machine. So what should I do?
What we could do from our perspective is unlock her account or reset her password.
But would you just straight go to unlocker without even knowing what's going on?
No.
Mm-hmm. So what I want you to do is to find out, right?
Yes.
So let's give it a try. Monica is there. She has a staff machine. So the staff machine, that's correct, yes. So let's go ahead, and the same password that you just used for domain, you're going to use the same password.
We're in.
Okay. So you log in as Monica right now, right? So what I want you to do is log out and log back in, and let's see if it works. Now, if you see this, by the way, in this lab, what you should do, just refresh, go back and just refresh, like do the connect again. Sometimes this can get stuck like that. And just disconnect,
so
connect. Yeah, disconnect and
disconnect.
connect. See if that works. It should work. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to fix it from here. I don't know why this happens. Give me 1 second. I think I can take over from here.
All right.
You're in the help desk or you're on the staff machine?
Staff.
Oh, yeah, I see it's hung right there on the screen. So let me do the service. So see, I'm already doing some sysadmin service starting, and that should be anyone. So here, let me try to see if I can fix that quickly. Go ahead and try it now.
Yeah,
There
it
you go.
works.
Fixed. Okay. So now, log in as Monica.
So I enter the password, clicked enter.
Yeah, so you entered the same password, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Monica is trying to log into her machine in the morning, and she was able to log in. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to find out, is her account active or not? So the way to figure this out and see if it's totally working, you're going to log into a different machine. And what different machines do you already have in this lab right now?
We have help desk.
You have help desk. So
Yeah.
could you log into that machine as Monica?
Sure.
Yep. Go ahead and try it. So that will confirm what to you right now. Let's see, for example, she was having an issue. You were having some accounts issue. You would go to Active Directory and find out if there was an error. You go to Active Directory. If there was some issues, let's say there's no account lockout going on, you would try another machine, right? To see if that account doesn't have any issues. But if she can log into this machine correctly, then the account doesn't have any issues. I mean, you may have to go back to Active Directory and find more information, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want you to do is this. First, go ahead and log in with other user and log in as Monica on this machine as well.
So I put the password and I hit enter.
Yep. Hit enter, log in, and let us know if she can get to this machine. And while you do that, I'm going to do something here.
Is this computer hung?
Why is it hanging today? It shouldn't be hanging. Something's wrong with this computer, I guess. Or both computers are having issues. Probably my services are having issues. So let me do this one too. Why is this happening? It's not good. All right, we can.
You want me disconnected?
No, don't disconnect it. It'll disconnect automatically. I can fix it very quickly here. It's just that somehow the service is getting hung for some reason. I wasn't feeling good, on the whole service in the beginning because it was happening the same thing. So try to connect again now. Okay. So you logged in as Monica again, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now log off again and log on as her again. Just try to do it one more time. Let's see what happens. Again, hung again? That's not good. Yeah, definitely my services are having some issues. I don't want to restart the whole service for the server because that's going to totally mess up everything. We'll just wait. Try using another machine because we can use Monica with other machine too.
So we're going to go to the home machine in that
Yeah,
case.
while you're doing that, I'm just going to restart this help this machine.
Sure. So I'm signing out from the admin account that's logged
Okay.
into the home machine.
No, not the home machine. The home machine is not on the domain, by the way. This has a different issues going on. So yeah, that's the wrong one. Just go back. Go back to staff. Yep. and try to log in as Monica on this machine. And while you do that, I'm gonna see if I can restart the help desk one right here. I'm just gonna do reset on that one. Reset. See if that fixes the issue. Okay. That's a staff machine, right?
Yes.
Uh, I'm thinking if I should really restart the whole thing to make it better, because I feel like something is not right. It's up. Oh. So go ahead and disconnect from this and try to connect again. Technical issues going on, guys. All right, try to log in again now.
You want me to just
Monica.
log in again?
Yep.
Danish is help desk. Let him troubleshoot it. Let him fix it.
Yeah, well, that issue he won't be able to fix it because it's like a services, web services, and I don't think he would have any clue. That's a little bit different stuff going on. That's like a web servers stuff going on.
We're logged in as Monica on the
Okay.
staff machine.
Okay. So for some reason, even though I locked it, it didn't work. The lock didn't work. So that's weird. So now, can anybody tell me why the password is working? It shouldn't work.
Is Active Directory not syncing?
One reason could be, but when Active Directory doesn't sync, it basically says that it cannot be contacted to the domain controller, blah, blah, blah. So that would be an issue with a DC and a account. But what else can let this password, the old password, log in? Somehow it's letting you in.
The cap lock?
What's that, sorry?
Is that the cap lock? Cap lock.
Account log.
Yeah, cap lock, yeah.
No. He's getting in. He's getting into the account. So what's that? Like, why is he getting
The
into
local credentials are stored locally on the computer. The credentials are cached on the computer.
So that
Yeah.
could be one. That could be one issue. That could be one thing. But if I restart this machine, do you guys really think that cache can work? While I'm on the same domain, it's connected to the domain. It's not even, it's not even outside of my network. It's like I would agree with that if, let's say, for example, it was not connected to the domain, but it's connected to the domain. Anybody? Somebody said permissioning. I don't know what permissioning would be in this. Like, what kind of permissions would that be? If you lock account, it doesn't go by anything. It just says you're locked.
Sorry, what was the question? Can you repeat that?
The question is, why is this account getting logged in? So if I say this to you guys, what will be the first thing to verify? Like, what would you guys verify? Like, okay, I'm saying this, but are you guys gonna just take my words, or is there gonna be some kind of action?
I would check
Maybe
the. Go ahead.
Kevin?
we will ask the global ID of the user.
No, you are the global IT. You are the IT. So what would you do? Kevin is saying something.
I would say that I would actually check the Active Directory users' computers and make sure that you actually locked it out and that you didn't think you did, and maybe you forgot to apply or something.
Oh, okay. So, Abdul, did you check that out? You see, in the first time you said, I'm just gonna go unlock the account, right? You didn't go and tested it. The second time, you were able to log into this machine 3 times in a row, but you never once checked exactly if it's locked or not locked, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like investing more energy in going back and forth and assuming things rather than actually checking things, right?
Yes.
So that is a key right there, by the way. That's the key. That's even though it's more than technical here, it's just that you need to learn the skill of if somebody says something and if something is happening on the machines, then you would want to go and verify it. Because most of the time users will say one thing, but something else is happening.
That's with everything too. Like
With
sometimes a user would say my computer is not working, and then you got to be like, is it just Outlook that's not working? Is it Excel? Is it everything not working? You know, like they say my computer is not working can mean a lot of different things. So you want to verify and also make sure that they're actually, sometimes they're not being honest with you. So sometimes you have to verify everything.
Yeah. So Abdul, if I ask you, how would you verify this account if it's locked or not?
Yeah, so we just go back to the server Active Directory and we go to Monica and see if the lock is ticked or unticked.
Is there any other way that you can do this? If let's say, for example, if I ask you, can you do this on that help desk machine? Because some places you were not going to have access.
Okay, so then we would go to RSAT tools and open up Active Directory.
You're gonna go to the RSAT tool and you're gonna have open Active Directory. But in this case, you don't have RSAT tool, so that's fine. I didn't put RSAT tool on your help desk account. So what I want you to do is this: I want you to go back to the server because you do have Active Directory over there and verify something to me. That is this account locked or not locked?
Sure. It's not locked.
It's what?
Not locked.
It's not locked. So did you waste it that all the time, right?
Yes.
You could have checked this the first thing after like few tries, right? Okay, I say, okay, why is it logging in? Maybe you can just kind of like challenge me, like, okay, why are you saying that? Let me just actually confirm it, man, right? So the first time I said, go check it out, right? But then we spend too much time on this, right? One time, second time, third time, you would want to come back. I say, okay, is this even, what's the issue over here? Is this even cached or is it locked? So you would say, no, let me just confirm it. No problem. Let me just go confirm it first. So don't go by my, like, for example, if somebody, because you're going to have two IT professionals and you're going to have maybe someone who is less knowledgeable or maybe not a non-IT person. So the person will start telling you things, right? So you can say, no, let me verify it first because that's the proper way of doing it. Put one command, or let me just go to Active Directory, I verified it. Now I am moving ahead. Is there a command, by the way, for people? Does anybody know a command that we can use right here on the server to find out if this person is basically locked or not locked? Does anybody know a command? Does anybody know a command in chat or anybody?
Yes.
Sorry, is it net account or net user?
Chobro says this is basic, but remember, this is not basic for entry level who are learning IT. This is extremely hard for them. This stuff is not easy for them. Trust me, we've been doing this for 6 years, 6+ years. Teaching me. That's you think it's basic because you've done this. So what would you do?
So this I put it on the screen. Yeah.
Does anybody can help him out? Is this correct?
The net account.
Account? What?
Account.
No, I think it's net user.
It's net user. Okay, somebody helped you out. Go ahead and fix it.
Somebody.
Oh, Haifa.
Sir. Damn, I leave for 2 days and you forget me.
So,
how can you verify that? Where's the verification? Account what? Active what?
Account active, yes.
Okay. Is there any other verification that people can give you? Okay, do this now. Go back to Active Directory and disable the account. Disable it. Run that command again. So, does this command show you that it's locked out?
Yes.
How?
Account active, no.
Somebody help him out. is this command showing him that the account was locked out? You just did something, right? You just did something different. And look what happened.
It's not showing locked out, but it's just saying it's not active.
So what does that mean? Does that shows you lockout?
I don't think it's enough information. You can go both ways.
Okay, you see, small changes in Active Directory are different than each other, by the way. You did a disable account. This means account cannot do anything. It's disabled, done, right? That's has nothing to do with lockout right now, right? So that's a good homework for you. So anybody who wants to know, find out if you guys can find it from the command log. Here, it doesn't tell you that right there. Look all the way right here. It doesn't say anything right there, right? That's just disabling account. A lot of people make a little confusing thing on this one because they go in there, they run the command. If it's disabled, the thing is logged out, right? It's not logged out. It's just not activated. There you go. So, okay, close this. This is your homework, Abdul. So close that. And let's go back to your Monica machine and log into the machine. And now Monica is going to be calling you for internal OS related stuff. So go ahead and run Office setup because she's calling you. All right, so she's calling you right now and she's saying, hey, I am coming to work and I'm trying to install Office or some application. Users are like that, right? They're just going to go and download, try to like run on something. And that's basic. This is everyday thing, by the way, everyday thing. So go ahead and run it, run the application, Office setup, and see what happens.
So instinctually, I just want to run it as administrator.
But you want to run it as her because you want to see what she's going to see first, right? She's going to call you based on the screen, right?
Okay. I'll run it as...
Think of yourself as a Monica right now, right? So she's Monica. Oh, I'm getting this prompt, guys. Can you guys help me? You know, this is an everyday call, right? Kev Tech and you can agree with me. This is an everyday call, right? We need to install this application. So why are you putting Monica's username and password in there?
We have to do the help desk.
Oh, okay.
And some of them would try to log in and it says requires elevation.
Yeah. So...
All right. So you went in there. You said you're in the same room with Monica and she's looking at you and you're trying once. You tried it in help desk. So what would you do now? Are you going to try it again? Maybe you put the wrong password. Why not? No.
All right. Maybe I'll try a different password.
Yeah, 100% you could do a mistake, right? I got fat fingers and I will do mistake every time I go and do something like that. Okay, you typed it again and Monica is looking at you right now. You typed it again, it's no right now. So now let's see what happens.
I'll try one more time with this password.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
we
now
keep getting the requested operation requires elevation.
Getting this problem right now. So how would you fix this?
So it sounds like it doesn't have the permissions to run this, and we would go to Active Directory or some kind of group policy to do this.
Who doesn't have a permission?
The help desk person.
Okay, good job.
Myself.
So you're gonna go back to Active Directory and try to fix it. So I like that because you thought of something, right? Most of our issues are in permissions area. You got to understand where things are coming from, right? So let's go back and see what's going on. So Michael said that user policy is not giving her access. Well, that's common domain policy, but you gotta also troubleshoot why my help desk account is not working. Because most of the places help desk account will work, but if it's you probably would know that if you go to a different machine, if it's working, then yeah, you can distinguish that and you can totally rule out some of the things like that. But now here, it doesn't work. So you got to figure out something. The first thing is to figure out what in his situation right now.
The group policy for help desk to see the permissions.
This is what I have. Okay. So who can help him out? Group policy. Do you guys really think this is going to be a group policy thing?
No, it's a permissioning thing. with the
Okay.
account itself.
Hold on. Yep. So where would you go? Abdul, think about it. Group policy has nothing to do with this.
I'm just gonna open the account to see if
You're just gonna open the account to see if.
there's anything with permissions in the
Okay.
property.
So when we talk about permissions, where does Active Directory gets permissions, and when you talk about accounts, where do they get all this permission stuff?
Slipping my mind right now. I could use some help.
Yeah.
I'm using my
Okay,
lifeline.
we got a help card. We got a help card. Anyone who wants to help him?
Can you ask the question again, please?
He doesn't have permissions to run an application as a help desk, so he needs to add something to his account.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Log in as administrator on his workstation, and then download the software or the application.
Why would you
whatever.
make it so hard? Why would you log in as an
That's
administrator?
a lot of work.
Okay, so can you repeat the question again, please?
He went to Monica's desk. Monica says, I am installing an application, but it's not working. So he went to his desk. He tried his account, username and password, because that's how we are trained to do it, right? We're going to install an application for that person. So he needs to do something to his account. Somebody already gave you an answer in the chat, by the way.
I'll give you a hint. Member of.
Ah, there you go. I think somebody, I'll give this to Jaria, Psychis Jaria.
So, yeah,
So you're going to add what over here?
we're gonna add him.
Domain
the help
admin.
desk.
Go ahead, you add it. I mean, yes, we can argue that you're going to be domain admin or not. Forget about that. I'm making you domain admin in this company.
There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Administrator. What does it say? What does it say in front of this machine, this account? What's the description? Check it out.
Help desk.
No. Account description. Yeah, what does it say? Right there. What does it say?
The domain name / built-in.
Okay, would this be a good option?
I don't know, because I'm just looking at the administrator part of it.
No. Okay, so you're gonna add domain admin, domain, part of domain, right?
Okay.
So go ahead and add it.
yeah. Built in is the administrator locally on the server desktop.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So now you add that, you apply, and now let's go back and try it. It even tell you right there. It says admin privilege. You just didn't wait enough.
Yeah. So I'm
Okay,
gonna
we're gonna run it again.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, can I ask a question related to this, please?
Mm-hmm.
So right now you have just given the privilege, right? Domain admin privilege. Is it added to the computer or to the help desk user?
The help desk user.
Okay. Thank you.
So he's still having issues. So what should you do here? Like, are you putting a wrong password? Does it still need evaluation? Do we log off, log back in, restart this machine? Can anybody give us suggestions?
I can give one. I think we have to update group policy, so we go into command line.
This is not group policy. It's not group policy.
Is this an Office 365? I'm so sorry about the dogs in the back. I'll type.
Nope, it's not that either. This is just a UAC law. It's just UAC telling you, I need permission to run this application. It has nothing to do with Office 365.
Do we run it as admin and then put in the help desk username and
We
password?
can try that. I mean, try anything. Like I said, most of the things that if we cannot resolve, we just have to make it as a homework. But if it's not working, maybe there are other things people should do, right? Maybe log off, restart the machine if you'd like to do that. You have all these opportunities here because that's open to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does anyone have a
sometimes
suggestion?
a quick log off and log back in will fix that problem sometimes. So you try that.
Sure.
Are you allowed to add your privilege in your environment? Well, most cases probably no. As a help desk, if it's a big company, they're gonna have to add you, and they'll give you a delegated access to one OU or something like that. If it's too refined access. If it's not like that, then of course you as a help desk, most of the companies have domain admin rights. We do everything. It just needs to be careful. Not a good access to give everybody, but yeah.
I don't know if the staff machine is hung.
All right. Disconnect and connect. Oh, let me check it again in the manager.
Okay.
So staff machine is no, it's good. I can see it. It should be working, but I can verify it. So like disconnect and connect again. For some reason, this could be backend services on the server, maybe having issues. To fix this kind of stuff, you have to restart the whole service on the server. Basically, brings down everything, so it doesn't. It's not a good option right now as we do live session. But I'm gonna see if I can do another fix here. Give me 1 second. So you're on staff, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's do this. I don't know why today, because maybe I was playing around with many things. Probably messed it up. Okay, service. Okay, so we're gonna try it again now in a second. There you go. Go ahead and try connect again. Huh. Uh-huh. So what did you do?
I disabled my account.
How do you fix this now?
Go into Active Directory and
All right.
re-enable it.
You see how you're fixing your issues now? Right?
Yep. No.
You went too fast.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I see it right there. If I right click, there's enable account.
Okay. Go ahead and fix that.
Take your time with it.
Yeah, always take time because this whole thing is about not this is not training. This is more to give you that wait a minute skill kind of thing, right? Wait a minute, think, wait a minute, think. It's more about that, this whole sessions, rather than because that's when you learn that it doesn't matter if you're a good technical person or not technical person, nobody gives a crap about that, right? It's what makes you more of a professional when things are happening bad out there. You wait, you think, you research. In a business environment, nobody's putting a hammer on top of you, right? They're gonna wait. They're gonna give you that chance to fix things, right?
So we're logged in and we're gonna open up the Office Setup app again as administrator.
As an administrator, and you're gonna run this again, and you
Help-
verify
as a help
that the
desk.
help desk password is the same, right?
Yes. Did we do that?
Hmm.
So at this point, I would reset the help desk password through Active Directory.
Give it a try. So you tried log off, right? You didn't try restart yet. That one thing that will be in permissions level remaining, but usually these permissions are like that, instant on the domain level, unless what can happen if this is going to give you more issues, unless what will happen that this is still not going to work. When you made a permissions over here, when you made a change over here, what should happen for that machine to pick on this changes? Right? That machine has to be actively connected to the domain, right?
Yes.
So to verify stuff like that, you may need to restart the machine just to make sure everything is correct. Or else, if the machine comes back up with error that this is dropped from the domain or stuff like that, of course you got a bigger issue than just adding accounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And double check your work and make sure help desk is set up properly with the right groups and everything. Just double check.
Okay, double check it again. So that's good option right there. You say you did, okay, domain admin, everything is there.
Yep. So I reset the password. I know what the password is.
Okay.
We're gonna
Would
try
you want to
that.
give it a try? Yeah. So maybe one, you can do that. Okay. The second would be to maybe do the net BIOS, even though it's on the same domain, but maybe do that just for fun. Go ahead and double click on it. That will be second thing. Double click on it again.
Mhm.
And the domain net BIOS is CC/ to put CC/, even though it's on the domain, do CC/. Okay. Help this.
Is it / or backslash?
This is backslash. I guess right. Everybody right? This is backslash, right? Or is this forward? No, the slash is correct. I'm just confused about people. I call it backslash.
That's a backslash.
Yeah, I call it backslash. I always get confused with the head going down like this. I'm like, maybe it's forward. There you go. Okay, it didn't work. So you should do the restart, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and restart the machine.
I just want to read this. Please retry installing this product. If you cannot,
it's still not taking privileges. You already confirmed that you have a domain rights on this machine. So restart the machine, or what will be the next process after this? If this is not working over here, how would you fix this issue? I mean, we got to fix this issue some way, one way or another way. You don't have to fix the exact error right here. So you need to fix this issue one way or another way. What will be the second way? You restarted, it didn't work. What will be the second way to fix this issue?
do you still want me to restart the
Yeah,
machine?
just restart it. Yeah.
All right.
You got to try everything, right?
At this point, I would let her know that I have to restart her computer and that there's an issue with the computer. You gotta let her know. You're not just gonna restart it, you know.
And you probably have to tell her that you should save your work too, right?
Just
Yeah.
that's what.
Very important.
So keeping all that extra things in mind, by the way, you're doing this, right? That's why I say that you went to her computer, you spent all this time with her right now. You couldn't fix it. She's waiting. Her ears are getting red right now. Smoke is coming out and things are getting bad right now, right?
That does happen. Like a simple install just doesn't work, and it takes like an hour to fix. That could happen. Possibly, it could happen in real life.
So for these labs, when you restart the machine, you have to wait 2 or 3 minutes. While this is happening, by the way, let's move on to her. She's like, man, I got my laptop. Let me turn on my laptop. Jesus, right? Go ahead and turn your laptop. Go to her home machine. Her home machine is her laptop right now. She's like, wow, you guys are like, man, you guys are, it's so much problems right here. Even the home machine is having a problem right now. Let me fix that as well. So is it working for me? Today, I think something is wrong with the net too. So that may be another cause of, that may be adding more to your problems, but I don't think you should have any issues with the network level. Okay. Services. So she went to her home machine, right? She opened her laptop and now she's having a new issue. She's like, can you fix this for me? Okay, what's that issue? Let's find out. Restart. So go ahead and try that. Connect. There you go. Connect and log in to her laptop. Listen, this is her laptop, by the way. While that machine is coming up. Yep. No, this is her laptop, so that's the same password. There's no Monica here because that's her laptop, right? It's not connected to her domain, right?
Got it.
So you log into the admin account. And you just have to wait. I want to see because there was, I made a scenario for you in this. I hope that's still there. No, not in this account. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to see if I can. Give me 1 second. I'm going to sign out from this. I want to try the admin account because I made a scenario for you in this one. And it was like the error was up on the screen. Why? Because we got into other things right now. It's still coming up. I hate when this thing happens. All right.
By the way, that question earlier about how to check if a account is locked out from the command line in PowerShell, you can import the Active Directory module if you have
Module.
RSAT tools or anything like that.
Mhm.
And then there's search AD account, I think. Let me see.
Mhm.
Yeah, search AD account, and then there's a dash locked out flag.
Okay, so that's one method you can do it, definitely. Another ones, you can also go out there and you can create like a small scripts too for yourself. Like, you can use VBS script, you can use, there are different ways, different scripts out there that you guys can use. But the thing about this is that, of course, you're not going to be able to download scripts from online as a level 1, right? That's not just a normal practice in most of the cases. PowerShell also, if you're allowed to get the modules like that at that level, and are you gonna even understand if the PowerShell is doing a change or doing a audit mode, right? So people need to understand about scripting very big time, because if you're new, you may run something with your access, and that script may be changing things on Active Directory. Very, very crucial. And I had a person who actually changed the schema on Active Directory because he didn't know the script can change that, right? So that would be very, very big red flag for me if somebody's doing that. So every time you would want to go out there and making sure that get the safest commands out there, net accounts, net user, blah, 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 and just get that right on your screen, right? Getting something and not knowing something would definitely cause big time issues. So just a warning for people, because they may take this as a homework. Please don't do this homework on your work machines. Don't try to like bring down your Active Directory or something. So, but do this in your lab environment.
You have to be very careful with
Yeah.
scripting, and you need to double, triple check when you're doing any kind of automation. And also just never run any random script you find online. Somebody says, well, this is going to fix the problem. Don't make sure you actually know what it's doing before you run it. You'd never want to run something you don't know what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that thing just went away because we were doing other things. So what I want you to do is that she's calling you from her home right now, and she's saying that I want to just like on your office machine, I would like to download, because we failed on the office machine, and you can find that out later on. We'll try to fix that. I want you to help her out in another way. What can you do now for you to get her office running? I want you to kind of like figure that out. So how would you get Office on her laptop right now?
I would just tell her to use the web app at this point.
Okay, so let's say I would say that, okay, you know what? We are using Office 365, and you are the admin of Office 365. So now what would you think? What would you think about your answer now? You're the admin of Office 365. And what does Office 365 offer? If you remember from your last session, Office 365 can offer what? Is it just web-based, or can it offer applications?
It can offer applications.
Yes. So as a technician, when I say that you have the right as an admin, what would you do? Analytical thinking, or whatever thinking you want to call it. How would you think now as a technician?
The thing is, I'm stumped because we tried downloading the apps, didn't we, through the Outlook, whatever the program we tried to run. So I don't understand why we're going back to the apps.
Okay, that's good question. So who can help him out? He did that download on what, and now he's doing the download on what machine? What is our issue over there? Is the issue getting to the web and downloading application, or is the issue running the application on a specific environment? This is important stuff right here.
Is it running it on her computer is the issue? Due to a permission of something?
So on her computer, it was not working at Office. So what is Office environment, by the way? We were working in a what? Domain environment or workgroup environment?
Domain environment.
So we were working in a domain environment, and it was not running because even though you give permissions and everything, it didn't run. You will have to find a solution for that. But now you're using her her home laptop. So is that a domain laptop, or is that the workgroup laptop?
It's a workgroup laptop.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to bring this actually to you guys. Not can you fix it or not. Understanding where you are is the biggest thing in troubleshooting, right? Because now you can clearly basically see the differences. Here, if you try to download it, so go ahead and download, go to portal.office.com, and I'm going to log in with my credentials.
Okay.
And then I want you to download and run it on this machine. And it will probably 100%, I'm thinking, will work. Unless I'm going crazy, it's probably going to work. Because this machine, she just logged in as an admin, straight admin, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here we're going to log in as, let's see, admin at, and it was DMV JSS on Microsoft. So let's say, hold on, I think I'm forgetting the password. There you go. So we're gonna log in, and I'm just gonna download the application on her desktop, her local laptop, whatever, desktop, local, her machine. She's an admin. I don't have any rights. So here, how are you going to lead her? Let's say, for example, she brought this laptop to you, and you're helping her right now. What would you do to install this application? This is super basic stuff right now. What would you do to install this application?
Click run.
You'll hit to run. Fine. We're going to hit the run. Did it work?
Not yet. Oh, there it is.
There it is. So now I want you to think about for a few seconds now. You restarted the other machine, so you should try that on her account first with your access, which is a domain access. You see the differences over here, right? There is no access going on over here. It's just straight, she's an admin, work group, bam, everything is working. You went out there and you got all of these issues that are happening with something so basic. So I'm not concentrating on can you fix the issue or not. Maybe we won't be able to even fix it. Forget about that. What I want you to concentrate on is that why are we having all these issues? What is so important in the middle? What's so important for you to know over here? Can anybody tell me what's so important for you as a technician to know so tomorrow your troubleshooting becomes extremely easy?
Is it process of elimination?
It's the process of elimination, and it's the process of knowing which environment you are in. That's the biggest thing you need to know, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because most of the time, if you are hired in a corporate world, what are you going to be working on? Workgroup computers or domain?
I would say domain.
Domain, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to need to know about fixing things, what do you really need to know about them? Active Directory, right?
Yes.
Permissions, how domain works, how computers are connected to their domain, who got what type of permissions, all that kind of stuff, policies, all that stuff. You need to know that, right?
Yes.
The reason I say I pushed on this because a lot of people start learning A+ and just OS stuff. I can fix RAM, ROM, BRAM, whatever there is. I'm making this stuff right now. You get into that and you become really good at this stuff. But not many people think that in the work environment, you work with the business environment, right? It's all connected. It's all permissions going on. Everything is connected with you. If you don't know that stuff, then even basic things becomes a hell for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now let's go back and log into that account again and try to see if we can figure that out. If it doesn't, no problem. You got the homework. You can fix it. You guys can fix it.
So?
But then how would you, even, you did something over here. You logged in her machine as an admin. So coming back to somebody says that in the beginning, can you just log in as an admin? Yes, but that's a hard thing. Why would I do that? If I can just put myself as an admin, I would just go to different machines and just fix it. But if I can't do that, I need to do something the hard way. It doesn't matter. I need to fix it, right?
Yes.
Couldn't you just do run as local admin as well? Install it?
Run as like meaning log in as an admin, right? Or you said run as like on the application.
Yeah.
So do that, run as an administrator. Or first try without administrator. Just double click on it.
Yeah, because we just reset the machine. So we're about to see if it works or not.
Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have to log in as that help desk just to see, can you log into this machine as a help desk? It's still not working. Okay. So go ahead and cancel that. No. Administrator privilege is still a problem. And it's not taking that help desk for some reason. This machine is not taking it. So would you want to log off and log in as a help desk and just see if can help desk really run this directly?
Sure. Don't we want to try running it as admin?
Okay, try that. It should still prompt for a username and password. That would be crazy if it said run as an admin. You're still logged in as Monica, right?
Yes.
And if it works, I don't know. I really don't know. That would be like.
Remember, you did the same thing again.
That would be like.
Yeah,
No, you hold shift and right click. Shift and right click.
And right click. I don't think because this is a virtual. Can I hold shift?
Yeah, if you right click and then run as admin, that's the same thing. I mean, it's gonna prompt, guys. It's gonna still prompt. You're still Monica, right? It's not just gonna bypass that, right?
You can with the dot forward backslash, I guess.
Okay.
Can you try that?
Well, here's the thing. Should you want to change an admin account over here? Maybe you should try administrator account. That's also a domain admin, right?
Yeah, try a different account.
Do you want to give that a try just to rule out things? Double click on this application.
Oh, double click on this application and log in as admin instead of help desk.
No, just double click on it first.
Yeah.
Double clicking running as admin is like Danish said the same thing.
Yeah. So if you do administrator account and put the password, because that's also a domain admin.
Yeah, try the other one just in case.
All right, what's up? What's going on over here, guys? But here's the thing. Didn't we took too much time on this, by the way?
Yeah.
Right. So what did we learn over here? What can we take out of this scenario?
Maybe to prepare the client?
Nope.
Or to Google things, maybe it'll be faster.
She's standing in there, she's angry, and she's like, man, you guys are taking too long. Would it be wise me sitting there trying different things, restart, let me do this, let me do that, and well, I know I can try some superpower stuff, right?
Don't try to debug the problem right there. If you know there's a solution that's going to work 100%, like trying with an administrator account, then do that first, and then later you can work on that.
Do that first. If you have the ability, to do different things quickly, to get the thing away from yourself, because nobody's going to give you a award on this to how much time you spend and how did you debug it. Did you debug it using sysprep or what? No, sorry. What's that? Sysinternals or I can never pronounce this. Sysinternals, whatever that is. Or maybe you use some type of debugging tools to really show her that you did something in 30 minutes. Look, I did that. No, nobody cares about that stuff. In IT, you want to get things done quickly. Later on, open up a new virtual machine, figure it out yourself, right?
What if you're a new hire and you're stuck? Do you ask or do you escalate?
If you're a new hire, you will always ask.
Ask for help.
You always ask for help. You're new. Everybody
and
knows.
What if you're working remote, like now, because of the situation?
You can ask for help remotely. They're gonna be someone with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you wouldn't try to transfer it on to somebody else. You would ask for help and try to solve it yourself still.
Well, you would try to resolve it yourself first. But if you feel like you're just randomly going left and right, going to Google, putting some commands out there. No, that's not gonna work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, if you spend too much time on this, at this point, I would just give her another computer, and because she's annoyed and frustrated, I would just give her a workaround or something, like through webmail
like
or something.
Loaner. Okay.
Something, because it's too much time. She's gonna get frustrated.
Maybe a temporary resolution.
What's that?
Temporary resolution, just for
Yeah, you want to get in. So I mean, the issue is with the help desk account. He needs to go back and check it out. That's something we can come up later. I really don't know exactly what the issue is, but it's probably account is, he left it locked in there or something, or maybe changed the password there. Something is not correct over there with this help desk account. So first of all, they did clearly find out that there was an issue with the account, right?
Yep.
So
Process
that's
of
what we-
elimination.
yeah, that's what we need to know. But other than that, the whole steps were correct. There's nothing wrong with the steps. You just need to make sure if you did not leave any hole out there, and that's something you can always go back and check it out, right?
Yes.
Now we're okay. Now we're moving on in this. So let's say, for example, open the browser on this staff desktop right now, and just open the browser, and go ahead and go to something internet, and she's calling you, hey, let's go to jobskillshare.org, and let's see if she can get to the JobSkillShare right. All right, guys, what's going on? If you need help, just ask for help. And I feel like you said that you know about the web servers and stuff like that. It may be a little easy, but we will find. I mean, that's maybe a different thing.
So I'm just gonna. It just says that it can't connect to the proxy server, and it's giving me a button to click. I'm gonna click the button.
You need to click the button. Okay, good job. So you're just kind of following what's on the screen, right?
Yes. So maybe since there's an issue with the installs, so do you want me to cancel the installation?
Yeah, you can cancel that. That's fine.
All right. So it says it can't connect to the proxy server. I would just maybe turn off the proxy server since it's turned on here.
Okay.
And then I would just try going to the website again.
Oh, good job. Good job. You fixed it.
No, it still has the same issue. So then I would look deeper into the settings.
All right, cool.
And so I'm gonna go turn the proxy back on. And I'm thinking
you're gonna turn the proxy back on. Okay, maybe you should need some. You should ask for some help. If you turn the proxy back on, did you turn it on?
Yeah, I turned it back on. So if anyone wants to chime in, feel free to do so.
Oh, okay. But by turning it off, probably you remove the thing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What would you do? What would you do? Or hey, if she's calling the jobskillshare.org is not working, what would you do as a technician? If you were remotely, by the way, you're sitting in front of your computer right now.
Mr. Ping.
Yeah, I mean,
Ping.
Are you gonna ping, or is ping our first initial
No,
I would
response?
I would check it. I would check it from your laptop first to see if it's working.
Okay, good job. Because think about it, not everybody, not a new person will go to ping the first time. That would be me and Kev, right, Kev? We wouldn't think of ping like that, right? We would think of, okay, what's the next GUI method, and what's the next GUI method for someone brand new?
Yeah, does it work for me first? Let me go to the website and check to see if it works for me.
So you should go to a different machine, Abdul, and give it a try.
We'll go to the home machine since we know the Wi-Fi is working.
Okay. All right, cool. JobSkillShare working?
Yes.
Is our site up and running? Okay, good. Our site is running. All right, so what's going on? First of all, tell me, is this an overall issue or is this a single issue?
Seems like a single issue since it's working for us.
Single issue. So process of elimination, right?
Yes.
You eliminated that it's not a network issue. So you're not going to call your sysadmins over here. Sysadmin is like, man, it's working. Why are you calling me, right?
Yeah.
So
servers are good.
Now what should you do after
that? Like I'm thinking to go into the command line and do like
okay, give me 1 second. My son just attacked me. So Kev, do you want to take over?
Oh, you?
Yeah, so what you would do in the command line?
So I would flush the DNS.
How would you do that?
I forgot the command. I think it's just you type in flush DNS. If anyone wants to chime in, feel free to do so. At this point, I would Google stuff. But
ipconfig.
Okay, you want to do ipconfig?
Space / flush DNS. Is it?
Okay.
Okay, I mean that's good. Some of the things that you guys are doing is good. Yeah, but okay. So you confirmed it on the other machine that it works. It works. So you came back to this machine now. So what should you do? Because you said okay, maybe IP. What did you do? IP config flush DNS. Yeah, that could be one of the issues. By the way, in this cases, it may work. So give it a try. Is it gonna work now?
No.
No. Okay.
For the sake of internet, does it work on does Google.com work or any other websites work?
Oh,
I
good
was
job,
gonna
right
say,
there.
did you check the network connectivity?
Perfect. Good job. Because you would want to know if it's even is the even network is working on this whole thing.
Is it connected to the network or not?
Somebody had a really good. Well, it's connected. If you can look at the bottom on the right side, it's already showing it's connected. So we'll find out if it's. There you go. Right.
Oh.
So somebody have a really good. And I already mentioned somebody who mentioned it. Kevin mentioned it. Okay, now you want to come back, and you should ping the site maybe, right? So maybe that would be another way to find out. When you did the flush DNS, is it getting a bad IP address or is it getting anything? So that's a good option. Kev said that, Michael said that, somebody else said that, who's that? Limitless told you that. Okay, so good job right there. So what's going on?
I think the website's just being blocked from the firewall.
Focus.
Pay close attention to what it says in the response.
If it was blocked on the firewall, it would be blocked for you too, so you wouldn't be able to.
I think it's something like an access. I think it's not given access to that one website or something like that.
So I think it's the browser, maybe the browser settings.
Pay closer attention. Read the command line output of ping.
This ping statistics for 127.0.0.1.
What is
packet
that?
Sent 4, received 4.
What is 127.0.0.1?
That's a loopback address.
IP address.
Somebody says the IP is funky. Would that be an answer in the interview?
That's a loopback address, I think.
Okay.
I think that's a great answer. The IP sounds funky.
So what's going on here, guys? Why is it going to 127.0.0.1? I mean, it could be a hack. It could be a virus. They could change things from a place in a computer. Now you may say, "Oh, is this level 1?" Yeah, it is level 1. You need to know about where the things happen inside the computer, right? Some of the things are just too basic. I mean, when somebody machine gets hacked or somebody machine gets nasty viruses or stuff like that, that place gets messed up. By the way.
So I have a question for you, Abdul. So what handles the resolution between jobskillshare.org and an IP address?
Can you clarify what you mean by resolution?
Yeah, how do you go from the words JobSkillShare to an IP address? Where does that conversion happen? What service does that?
Okay, the domain name servers.
Yes. So before it goes to the DNS servers, what's the first place the computer checks?
It's cache.
After that.
I'm not sure. I'm blanking right now.
What was the last question? Sorry.
Does the computer check for IP addresses for domain names before it goes and checks the domain servers?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Does it check the network table?
The network cable.
The network table.
I mean, network cable is at the hardware level, right?
Oh, no. The network table.
Table. Okay. Table. And where's that?
At the router.
At the router. Okay, but there's no router over here. This is nothing to do with the router right now. A router wouldn't even know this address, by the way.
Remember, we haven't left our computer. We're still inside our computer. There's somewhere on the computer where this is stored.
Can we verify the DNS server IP address are correct and it's
so
in
DNS
order?
is also DNS is far away from here now, right? Yeah, it will once you fix your own machine, then yeah, it's gonna start talking to DNS. But right now, it doesn't know anything about that.
Then ping by jobskillshare.com.
You already did that.
I already did that.
We release and renew the IP address.
You can try that. It's still probably not gonna work.
It's IP config /
Somebody help him. Somebody help him where to go get this thing fixed.
There's
Anybody?
a blank file. Just fill in the blank. Blank file which holds resolution between domain names and IP addresses.
When you say file, I'm just looking at the shared drive that's on the
Okay.
desktop.
Do this. Go search in the search section. Go type search Notepad.
Notepad?
Yes.
Okay.
Right click on Notepad.
Right click.
No. Go back. Close it. Close it and open it again. Right click on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right click on it. Admin. Run as admin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Put the password. Admin password.
I think it's open.
Okay. Go to file.
Okay.
And then open. Okay. There's nothing in there. How would you guys find if there's something in there? If there's something in there, how would you find?
It might be hidden, so maybe unhide it.
Unhide it.
Yeah.
Or
How do
maybe
we go on
select,
Mhm.
select all files.
Select all files.
Files. Yeah.
Too fast, guys. You're in the right place. She says select all files. So what would you do? How if I say find all files? What's the option there? So look at the
On
screen.
the left hand side. Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
All files.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. What are we working on over here? What is holding that stuff that Kevin was talking about, Kevin? What's the first place? The computer chip. Somebody says change the extension, change the
Access
routing
file?
table. No,
The
none of
DNS.
this stuff. None of this stuff.
Host.
Host, there you
DNS.
go.
So do we want to open this in
There
the
you go.
text file?
Yep. Find a problem. Where's the problem?
So the job skills share is listed in this file.
It's responding to a loop address. Now, let me tell you something, guys. You may think this is, oh, man, we went so deep inside the computer and we opened this host file. Who's going to ask this type of question? If you don't know this is basics. I mean, this is basic stuff. So I'm not trying to tell people that this is, I'm not trying to pick you up on a spot or anything, but honestly, if there was an issue with the user account, if she called you that I'm having a lot of issues, my computer is very slow and some funky things are happening to my computer. A sysadmin is not going to come to your machine, by the way, laptop, so they're going to try to fix your issue right there. They're going to probably straight up say that, hey, this is not our issue. This is not even our DNS level. Why would I want to get involved in this stuff? You need to fix this, right? So, but understanding how computer works, how many people log into their applications, by the way, think about it. How many people use their personal computers these days? And they're going to have these type of issues. And of course, they don't play around with the host names. Nobody does that. But if something like that happens, you should know how things work from the computer level, because you guys jumped into routing table. Somebody jumped into, I don't know where, inside DNS server or something like that. None of that would be a waste of time again, right? So
You never want to go too complicated.
Yep. So what Kev said that start with the core. Where is the names being resolved? So this is something you guys should know. If you didn't know, tomorrow start learning about host names. Why is that important? Because when you grow in your career as a sysadmin or even development or something, you would be dealing with this stuff day and night. I'm telling you. Why? Because we have servers and we have for example, testing servers, and we use this kind of stuff for testing purposes, right? We don't want to route our IP address to a specific server. We want to tell our computer to go to that IP address because I don't want publicly, it's not available. So I want to go straight to that server from my machine. So you're going to be dealing with this stuff in future for sure. Okay. So cancel this out. You already saved. Remove that entry. Try JavaScript share. It should work. It's definitely going to work because then it's not in the host. So remove that and then save this file. And then go ahead and open JavaScript share and see if it works now.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Is that 127.0.0.1? Is that like a local
That's
gateway?
a loop. That's a loop address of your machine. So
Okay.
when we say host name, so your machine host name IP is this, but we don't call this an IP address. We call this a loop address. So if your machine IP address is changed dynamically, and you put this in your DNS, by the way, it will always go back to the same IP address. So in our lab system, we always use, let's say, dynamic for Active Directory, which is not how you do it in the real world. But what if that IP address changes? Do I need to come back and change it all the time manually? No, I don't need to change that. I will just leave that as a DHCP, put this loop address in my DNS, and then every time the IP address is changed, it's going to go back to the loop address. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you basically want us to just put like DHCP, enable the DHCP, and then leave it as it is.
In the lab, you won't be
okay.
touching this stuff. In the work environment, you won't be doing this stuff. By the way, you won't be
Okay.
putting 127.0.0.1 for a DNS. You're going to have your own DNS server in your
Got it.
work environment, and that's going to be done on a network level. So when you open a machine and you put that cable inside that Ethernet, it's going to get the DNS, it's going to get the DHCP automatically.
Got it.
And a quick note for anybody who's done any Linux, is getting into Linux stuff or anything like that. You saw it was an Etsy host. On Linux, it's also in /Etsy/host. Same place. It looks exactly the same format. IP address, host name. It's almost identical. It's identical to the way it is on Windows, except it's just in a different place.
And that would be the same process, right, Kev? Like for testing
exactly.
purposes. Okay.
I have a question. Where's the file path for hosts? Because I felt it was already open in.
If you open it again, it will tell you right there. So how do you find the file path? Like, again, one of these things, you guys are gonna get used to this stuff because these are getting around operating system level, right? Getting around stuff. So sometimes I figure out that a lot of times you will be on a call with an engineer and they're gonna say, "Can you open the host file?" They're not going to tell you, "Can you guys go to system 32, da 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 da." They're not going to tell you that, right? They're going to say, "Can you open the host file?" And now you're like actively with the engineer. You're like, "Oh my God, what is he asking me?" Right? So this is the reason I'm making you guys do this practice. So if you click on that little space on the right side, white space, just click on that.
Just right here.
No. If you want to see the path, you can just go all the way to the right and just click in the white space.
Just double click on the bar.
Yeah, this bar. Just go in the right. Yeah, there you go. You see that path? That's the path right there.
Got it. This is system 32 drivers, and in all documents, in all files.
Okay,
Cool.
and you can somebody say you can also right click on it and it will tell you the path there. So that's fine. Okay, good job. Okay, that's good. Now what I want you to do is this. She called you. You fixed how many issues? You probably fixed like 3-4 issues so far, right? Because she's having all these issues now. And you're kind of learning how to utilize your time and thinking and analytical thinking. Everything is going to be there. It's not just going there and fixing it, right? So cancel everything out. And what I want you to do is that she's calling you. She said, "Hey, Abdul, I am supposed to access a shared folder from somewhere." She doesn't know. She doesn't know what server means or anything, right? She said, "One is on my desktop." So click on the one that's in the desktop right there. So double click on that. Say, yeah, double click on that. And she's saying, "I'm having issue I'm having issue getting into share 2. She called you, right?
Yes.
But she said that I also want a share 1 on my computer as well. So I have 2 calls for you, Abdul. Can you help me? So one, you'll know that there's an access issue. One, you don't even know. She said, I need to just access share 2. Now, here's the thing. If you're in your environment, and I'm going to take you to domain controller, I'm just going to give straight. I'm not going to make you do this on a network level. I want you to know, how would you find shares on a server? Like, how do you find that? If server is a big thing, right? You go log into server, I say, find a share. How do you find that? You have no clue, right? This is a new company for you, right? But you have access to what? Domain controller, right?
Yes.
So you're going to go to the server, but how do you find which files are shared in that server? How do you do that?
I think first we're just gonna go to the GUI for the server manager
Perfect. Good job.
and we'll just look for wherever it says. I'm just gonna look for the keyword shared. That's my thought process.
Keyword share. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's at least you're starting to do something.
So local server.
Okay.
It shows properties there, events, services, performance, roles and features.
Now remember, you don't have too much time to play around with servers, right?
Yeah, so I see file and server storage.
Okay.
And shares.
Ah.
And there's share 1, there's share 2.
What would be the second method?
There might be something in tools. If anyone knows, they can say it.
Anybody? Does anybody know a command or something like that?
No clue.
Open CMD.
Trying to remember it.
Is it net use?
Net use.
Net user, I mean? Net user? Maybe net user?
Net user would be just
write net, and you'll see all the options. One of those.
There we go.
Good job.
There we go.
Is it net file?
Oh, you know what? This is actually really cool. I like that, Kev, you did that part because a lot of people don't forget that there's options actually. I wouldn't even think about that too. So look at these options right now. Everybody should pay attention. I'm asking for share. Is there an option?
Yes.
What's that?
It says share, right?
Net share. Share. Okay, go ahead and give that a try. Does it tell you now?
Yes.
Boom, right there, right?
Yeah.
So one thing you figured out that what's the name of that without asking anybody else. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now you're at least confident. Go back and add the second share that she's missing right now. So she's missing share 1, by the way. How would you put that on her machine? How would you put that shortcut on her machine right now? She said that, right? I need that shortcut. I need to work on my stuff. Kevtech, how many calls do you get like that? I need to access the share.
So many. Oh my God.
So you're gonna go back to her machine, right?
Okay.
And you need to add that second share that you found out. One is share 2, one is share 1. How do you put a share on somebody's desktop? Just a shortcut. I'm not even doing anything, not mapping, nothing like that.
Just a shortcut.
You could drag and drop it if you're not mapping it.
You could do what?
You said no mapping, right?
No mapping. How do you
Drag
just
and
put
drop?
a normal share? Like I want you to find, you already found the share, right? So now you should know how to get to that share. That should be simple for somebody level 1.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I didn't look at the file path carefully enough.
Okay, good. At least you found one issue. You didn't spend too much time.
So it's
Get
One thing I would-
approval for
administrator?
change of permissions probably too. Yes, that's correct. That would be like a process. Like I said, certain business process is going to be there, but that's a good point.
I was gonna say one thing I would check is one thing I would do as a new tech, I would take a screenshot of it and put it on my other desktop and then help the user out afterwards. Just have a screenshot of it so I can map it because you're not gonna be going back and forth. Just
Got
put
it.
a screenshot.
Okay.
I don't know if I remember this correctly, but can't you also check shared files from the file explorer? Like what files are shared with you?
Right. I mean, the question is, how do you get to that share? I mean, do you know a way of getting to a share very quickly without going there, scanning, listening?
With File Explorer, you can type in the path. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. She gave you the answer. Go back to the desktop. And now you know what is it, right? DC, what's the name of the server? DC2, right?
These. Let's go to server manager. DC2, yeah.
Okay, so now go back to the desktop.
Go back to the desktop. And what was it that you said, Haifa? For the
I said,
files
sorry
explorer?
if you hear whining in the back. What's it called? You just type it at the top of the file explorer where this PC is. Just type in the path.
Oh,
Why C? What's
I
C? C is
see.
the local drive. So why would you want to get on the network? How do you get on the network?
We put the name of the machine and then is it the C $ or something?
$sign is for hidden files, to show hidden files.
That's not $sign is not the one we are asking for.
Remember, you're not you have C : / there, but you
You
don't care
don't
about
want
the C
to.
drive. C, you don't want to be there.
Yeah, you don't want to be in C. You want to be on the network, right?
So let me ask you everybody a question: is this level 1 stuff, or is this more than level 1?
Can we just like check the network, like network thing?
Network thing. What is
Yeah,
the
like
network?
the network icon that he's trying to. Is it? Wait, let me try to. Can I draw it?
Can you try?
This is level 1, by the way. This is not.
You can tell him. You can tell him what to do. By the way,
Abdul, if you read carefully, you should see the answer there.
Is this //server//share?
Okay, good.
Yeah, so that's I opened this PC and opened
Okay, so you used another method to find out, which is good. I like that. I like that. At least you use some type of searching, right?
Yeah.
And how do you get to that now? Share. Okay.
Oh, server share.
Server share.
So what's the name of the server?
Are you thinking properly, Abdul?
DC2
Is it
is the
these
name.
two? Yeah.
There you go. There you go. It's okay. That's what make what's that? The people when they're watching you makes you do these things, and this is exactly what you're going to do in interview. So guys, this is a perfect example.
Is that the right path?
People
Is
are
it
watching
called
you,
DC2?
and then you basically do
Share?
something.
Is that what it's called?
Wasn't it user?
Okay. Remove that share. I just want you to remove that share.
Oh, share one. There.
Does it tell you right there? It tells you right there, right?
Yes.
So which one do we want? Share one, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, do that. Good job. So now how do you put the shortcut on the desktop? Show me some easy ways right here, guys. You guys should know this. How do you put that shortcut on the desktop?
Can I just drop it? Drag and drop it?
Okay, you can do that. It works, right?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yep.
Can you add a file in there?
Can I add a file in here?
Yes. Monica, can you add a file in there now? Just to verify.
So I'll just add, can I just add another folder inside of here?
Inside the share, can you add a file?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You got permissions, right?
Yes.
Can you open that test file?
Okay.
Test file. See what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. You can type something in there. It probably will work because I gave you access. But if you didn't get this type of thing, you were getting a read error or something like that, it won't work, right?
Yeah.
So now here's the thing. She's happy. She can submit her timesheet. At least she's happy for one thing. But she's still like, okay, can you help me with the second issue now? What's the second issue?
She can't access share 2.
Okay, so let's say she got all the access. We gave her permissions. This was your job to add her. She already just missed out from another technician. Another technician missed this out. She got the access. She got full access. Forget about access right now. So now, why is share 2 not working?
She does not have access to share 2.
How would you verify?
I just opened it up right here and it says no access.
Here, where's here?
Through Monica's account.
How would you do that from Monica's account?
Because she signed in.
Monica's very demanding. Geez. Yeah. And this is the month you guys are going to see Monica's like that exactly,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so she's not. We are in Monica's account, and
if
she
you're in
can't
Monica's
access
account, Monica doesn't have access. Monica can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go back somewhere, right?
Yeah. Do you want? So I go to share DC share 2.
From her machine. How would you do that? Try it.
Yeah. That's what happens.
So where's this is what I'm trying to get to the point here. She's seeing the error. You're trying this like 3-4 times right now. Where should it take you?
Go back to the server manager, or
Oh, okay.
yeah, and
So
give her
on the
access.
server, first of all, you need to find out where this is coming from, right? You need to find the source now, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and find that source for us.
So I have share 2 open here.
Okay.
Then double click it. Nothing
Double click
happens.
it. Go ahead, do it.
Open share. I right click that.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Properties.
Give it that try.
Permissions.
Okay.
I don't think she's added in here.
Okay, go ahead and add her if you don't think she's there.
So
she's having with share 2, right? Problem with share 2, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to put Monica. Hopefully there we go. I add her and apply it.
Give her
Click
full
OK.
rights. Give her full rights. We
Yeah,
don't
you're
want
going
any.
too fast.
We don't, yeah, you're going too fast, but give her full rights. I want to give her full rights.
Yeah, take your time with it.
All right. Full control.
Okay.
So I applied all the settings. Now I'm going back to Monica's machine.
Okay.
God willing, this works. We're just gonna close this, share 2, and it opens. No problem.
And,
No prompt.
and try to add something in there, see if it works and everything.
Yeah, you always want to test everything, make sure everything's working fine.
Work fine. Now,
Good.
the way you did sharing on this level is good, right? Is good. But can someone tell me or find out, is this how you're gonna, like the path of this share? How do you find the path of this share? The source, the real path of this share. Where is that? How do you find that?
Right.
You're on the network right now. Can you really find that? Can you really find the real path of this?
Right click on the folder and then right click on the file and then go to properties.
Okay. Does that really gonna give you the path?
The open file location.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The client will give you what path? Network path, right?
Network. Yes.
Is it gonna really tell you it's in this, it's in this, it's in this?
No.
So where should you go back then?
Back to the server manager. And
Server manager, yep.
Detail also.
and it's on the administrator machine on desktop. If I
Okay.
hover over it, desktop.
Is this a good place to share folder, by the way? Can anybody give me a good answer? Is this, okay, by normal, if somebody says share a folder with me, if an administrator share a folder, is he gonna share a folder from here or somewhere else with a client?
Is it somewhere else? An Active Directory?
No,
Under the profile path?
we're not going to the Active Directory side of it. We're just trying like on the server level. Like, is the path correct?
Oh.
Does this path look correct to you?
Mm-mm.
Which one would be more better option to you guys? What's the share 1 or share 2?
On the network.
Share 1.
Share 1.
Share 1. Why share 1?
It's at the root of the C drive.
Because it's the root of the C drive. Good job. Because you never want to give a permission on a level that's on the desktop. So it's going to go down what? To the user level. And who's the user, by the way, over here? That your administrator, right?
Yes.
So
yeah,
that
administrator.
user will have super problems to get to the share because you give this person an extreme level rights, powerful rights, meaning you just like totally destroy everything. Like, I don't care about this whole thing. We're just going to give everything, right? It works.
Yeah, I was gonna say because now that you're an administrator, they have full access to that folder in the administrator account. What if something messed up and then now they can go back into the other files? Then they can
Exactly.
break your server.
Exactly. So this level of information is something that if somebody wants to test your knowledge on permissions and they say, hey, which one is good? And you say, yeah, the second one looks pretty good, that's share two, because that's says right there, because it seems a little bigger to me, it seems a little more heavier. So maybe I'll just say that, right? That'd be probably a wrong answer, because it clearly says that a client cannot go all the way down to the admin like that, right? It has to be always coming from top to bottom. Does that make sense? Sharing has to always work from basically lower permissions, then higher, then higher, then higher, then higher, then higher. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the client has to access everything from the lower level, extreme lower level. Then you add more and more and more and more and more. Because if you add straight from the top, from the root level, then you don't have any other option, what Kevin just said. People can mess up the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay. So what do you guys think so far? Do you guys think that this is a good session so far, or?
Yeah, it was a really good session.
Okay. All right, so we're moving on. Let's go ahead and
absolutely learned so much.
Go ahead and go back to your systems. Just go back to the main menu of the systems.
I feel so bad that I didn't come in here like earlier.
Oh, I mean, go watch the recordings. Recording has we did the 2 parts of this, by the way, 2-3 days ago. So this is like almost a sixth hour of this whole IT skills training. So there's a lot that we have covered so far, by the way.
Does Monica have more issues?
You can create some. I think Kevin had some.
I have one. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kevin.
Let me share my screen real quick.
All right. So maybe you want to end your screen, Abdul, so you can share the screen.
I ended my screen share.
By the way, Abdul, looking really sharp.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
You guys see my screen now or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
It shows the live chat. Oh, there you go. We can see your image.
All right, so you see this. I saw this on a Discord channel that I'm on, Discord server. So it says my Windows machine booted up this way. I tried to do it just now. When I press any button on the keyboard or mouse, it doesn't do anything. Can't sign in screen. Screen goes blank. Only shows the mouse for a few moments, and then it comes back here. And it says, I'm currently trying to power out the machine, pressing the power button, and it brings me back here too. So how would you go about debugging a problem like this?
If the power button isn't working, I would start by unplugging the power cable and plugging it back in. And then while it's booting, I would try to open it in safe mode and start it in safe mode. That's my first train of thought.
So this is a really simple question, actually. You got it on the first try. So the problem that he was having, and you're going to see this a lot, it happens. They'll say, oh, I rebooted it. No, you didn't. If you notice, it says, I'm pressing the button, it brings me back here. Why? Because they only press it for a second, and then it wants to sleep. They press it again, it turns on, and they thought they turned it off and on. So that didn't actually happen. So after we troubleshooted, we Googled, we did everything, I said, okay, make sure that you actually turned off the computer fully. And guess what? That was a solution. It fixed it. So sometimes it's as simple as that. You got to make sure that
so
the
he
user
was
is actually
he was
telling
putting
the
it
truth.
to sleep.
Yeah, because if you press it only once, you don't actually hold it down. You know,
Wow.
not everybody knows that. People are used to, go press the button in Windows and everything, but you have to make sure that the user is actually telling the truth. And that's never that.
Sorry, Kevin, I have a question. So the hibernation option is on the is it on the laptop, or hibernation, setting? Is it on
Usually,
or?
No, it's just when you press the button only once and you don't actually hold it down the entire time. That's usually what happens. It'll only turn off the screen, and you think it actually turned off, but it didn't. But sometimes some users may they may tell you, oh, I turned it off and on, but they didn't actually do that. And sometimes that can fix the problem, like in this scenario.
Thank you.
So always verify.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a few more, but I want to take a little break. Does anybody wants to talk or ask questions, or maybe KevTech, you want to jump in or whatever?
I want to say something quick to everybody on YouTube. You should definitely join the Discord channel. I linked them a few times, but I'll link them one more time. It's where we connect and you can ask questions, and there's a lot going on.
All right. So go ahead and Abdul, share your screen. Let's take you a little bit more to advanced stuff because I think you got an interview coming in. And
Yes.
that's a sysadmin job.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna do too much on sysadmin stuff, by the way. But I want to see how much you know because if they test you and you don't know this stuff, you should know it.
Is
So-
my screen showing?
Yeah, your screen is showing right. Okay.
Okay.
I want you to go to your help desk machine and open your help desk machine. Log into your help desk machine and just open CMD.
Is it okay if I sign in as Monica, or do I have to log in as admin?
You can log in as Monica. That's fine.
All right.
We're just gonna test a few things here.
Cool.
So while you do that, give me a second. While you log into Monica, we're gonna have to do something here. So, and probably not related to Monica, but then maybe we can just use her name to bring some scenario. Okay.
Sure.
So you're logging as Monica. Go ahead and open her open a CMD and ping. So basically what's happening, Monica goes to internet and she has to use some application from finance. And because it's a finance application, she just go to the web browser. You don't have to do that on web browser. And she just type apps.cec.jobskillshare.org, right? So that's like their application name. And she's saying that so I'm having some issues, right? And now that's very normal sysadmin kind of stuff. So she's having some issue. We already had this issue with the JobSkillShare. So what should you do the first thing to figure out that is apps.cec.jobskillshare.org working or not? What should you do in the command line? What's the basic thing you should try?
We have to ping the website.
Go ahead and try that.
So what's the web? Ping cc dot.
Ping dot. Go back. Ping
Mhm.
apps dot cec dot JobSkillShare cec.
Oh,
C-
C.
ec.jobskillshare.org. So what is the IP?
192.168.10.240.
Okay. Now you can get a help in there too. So let's say, for example, I tell people, if you're coming for a sysadmin job right now, I'm going to ask you a question and you're going to have to tell me is this IP what is this type of IP? What is this like? Is this a private IP or is this a public IP?
Private.
It's private.
It's a private IP. Okay. Now, when you did that ping, by the way, when you did that ping to that name, where is that coming from?
Coming from local domain server.
Local domain server. What does that mean?
Coming from your router.
First you say server, now you say router. Two different things.
Sorry, from
Storage.
What's that? Storage?
Localhost.
A local host. So what would you do? You want to check the local host?
Wasn't the localhost like 127 or something like that?
Okay, so that's good. So local host could be 127. I could put something else too, right? But should you verify? Is it not good to verify?
Yeah.
So go ahead and verify it. How did you do that first time?
The notepad method, or do we want to do ipconfig/all?
You try that, right? Localhost is that one method. So how would you find it?
Okay. So all right, notepad as administrator. File, open.
Good job. So see how you're zooming
system.
through because you learned this stuff, right?
Yep.
I like that.
Drivers. And forgot which one of the drivers it's in. Or
ETC.
Maybe right click
It
or
was in all files.
all
No,
files.
try
Yeah.
ETC.
Saying
TC.
Yep,
okay,
and then-
etc. and then all files and host.
Okay.
Open host.
Mhm.
So is it there?
Nope.
Now
No.
what? So now what's going on?
It's a good question.
I thought it was more of like a local host, so you figured it out. That's the good thing. You have to figure things out, right?
Yeah.
So you have to just do it. First of all, you have to just see it is really that or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what should you guys do next then? Come on, I need some sysadmin stuff here.
Same as before. I would try to go on different websites, see if all their websites work.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I have
Does-
Bing open here, but
Bing is open, so you confirm.
I mean, it's working.
yeah, we'll just go Google. It's still working.
or we can check whether domain server is configured to pull IP address from the DHCP server.
DHCP server. Okay. All right. How is this related to DHCP, by the way? It's you're pinging a name.
So
I mean, you're close. I like that answer, by the way. It's the first answer that's close to something.
Yeah, I would check IPv4 settings and see what's going on in there.
Got it.
Mhm. Does anybody have an answer? It's not. It's not. This is dynamic DHCP thing going on here. You ping that name. You got an IP address.
Isn't this the same IP address that it pinged back? The 192 one?
Okay, check it out. I mean, is that the same IP address?
Oh,
or
no, my bad.
different, right?
Yeah, it's 33 over there. And it's
It
like
does give
100.
you an IP address. Number one thing is that we confirm that, right?
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Danish. I was away. Can you ask the question one more time, please?
Check the proxy settings too.
Just one. My son is just coming back again now. Can somebody take over? I'm just.
Kevin, what was the question?
Proxy settings.
He's trying to ping a website. It's not working. We're trying to figure out why it's not working.
Do we want to use the proxy server?
No, we just want to see if it's on or off. It's off, so it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You just close out of that. Check the firewall settings. Check the firewall settings in the on the port level.
On the port level,
Mm-hmm.
how do we access that? Is it
I get that run as admin
I mean,
probably.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, it's not that far, Danish?
Nope,
Not
nope,
that far?
nope.
No, really?
Or maybe we have to verify the DNS server IP address are correct and it's in order or not. I'm not sure. I'm just saying.
After the host.
Try flush DNS again for the sake of this.
Is DC1, is that the IP address of DC1, by the way? The 10.35?
Yeah, that's from DC2. That's the domain IP. Yeah.
And we want to ping apps.cec.skillshare.org to see if flushing DNS did anything. Still no.
From here, what's the? I would check the DNS settings, make sure there's not any entries.
Yeah, we checked that already.
You did? No, like outside the actual server.
Somebody first said DHCP. Now you got another big hint.
Yeah, check DNS server.
Try ping again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can put that arrow up.
Yeah, press the arrow up so you don't have to do it over again.
Or maybe we can try with NS lookup. NS lookup.
Mm-hmm.
That's pinging. That's destination not reachable. Okay.
So what would you do if somebody says that try to find a DNS from outside? What does that mean?
Is that what I'm thinking? Is we go back to the IPv4 and change the DNS there, but I don't think so.
Try to find DNS from outside. What does that mean? Like they say it's outside. Outside is what? It's not your client anymore, right? Because the reason I prolonged this a little bit for you, because as a sysadmin, when we say this is a sysadmin thing, it's at this point it has probably nothing to do with client, right?
And there's an easy way to do that without even going like that far. Somebody actually mentioned it. You can test to see if the DNS server is the problem from here by using a different DNS server. Oh, well, for one, you can do what you were about to do, which is to change the settings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's also another way to do it with the command.
A CMD command?
Yeah, somebody mentioned it.
If you try the NS lookup and just type the whole thing. Type the IP address or type the whole address first. NS lookup, try that. No spaces.
I mentioned that one before. I thought that I may be wrong.
No, you were right, but you were right. DHCP. DHCP was wrong.
Yeah. Just now, maybe after like a few minutes before, I said NS lookup. I thought that it's totally wrong because nobody answered.
No. You got to be confident with the answer, right?
Right. So your NS lookup, what's that used for? What does that give you?
It will give you the information about the DNS, like information about the website, like a specific.
Yeah. So you can use
that. The resolution, yeah, information about the DNS resolution.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you can use NS lookup for is you can say, okay, let's look for apps.cec.jobskillshare.org using, I don't know, what common DNS server, 1.1.1, 8.8.8, 9.9.9, any of those. Just pick any random DNS server that you know that don't work correctly, probably a public one because those are usually configured correctly, and check to make sure that you can connect. So you can.
Now this would be either complex for you, right? So right now you probably don't know too much about the commands and everything. So let's go back to the server. I mean, let's just make this a little simple. On the server, where can you find this information? Because you as a sysadmin, 100% should know this, or else definitely people are going to have issues with this. Because sysadmin, this is like the core job. Core isn't like this is your body of everything that you do as a Windows sysadmin. Most likely, that's what you're going to get. You get to see most of the companies, but you could come across Linux stuff. But that would be like, I'd say, a little too advanced. So you found DNS stuff in here. Where can you go and actually open the DNS information, like the whole DNS option? Where can you go and find it?
Tools and DNS.
Okay. All right, cool. Now, It will be in forward. Expand forward, yeah. Open the domain. Do you see something in there?
Domain DNS zones.
Yes. Do you see something in there? Oh, hold on. You just went.
Oh, went too fast.
Go back. What were you pinging?
Same as parental folder.
You're pinging what? You're pinging in a record, right? Which is what?
Yep.
It's a record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that apps in there? Did it give you the right IP? Even though it's not pinging because there's no application connected to that IP, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can connect that from IIS. That would ping, no problem. But if the first option was that, did you even know where it was coming from? Right? So if you didn't know this part, then of course you're going to have too many issues later on. It doesn't matter how good you are with the website. But if you don't know the core of where it's coming from, you got a problem right there, right?
You gotta confirm the host file first in the host letter and see what IP address it is.
So when you confirm the host file inside the computer, it was not there. You then needed to get out of that place because now you could ping it from other machine. It would give you the same option, right? So this means it's not with one client. This means it's all over the network. So now you clearly got the answer that this is coming outside of my box. This is somewhere else, by the way. Most of the IIS applications, most of the sites are running just like this, by the way. You are going to have an A record. You're going to connect it with an IP address. You're not going to buy 50 servers for 50 IP addresses or 50 sites, right? You're just going to buy 50 IP. You're going to have 50 IP addresses, not buy. You're going to have 50 IP, 100 IP, 300 IPs, and you're just going to drop it in one server, and then you will run IIS to basically connect your DNS with that. But I didn't need a site to prove that or for you to know that. Do you even know this stuff? This could have been a very quick fix for you, by the way. Okay? So this is where things are happening, and this tells me that your DNS knowledge is definitely not there. So you really need to go back to some of the videos and just kind of like learn about DNS, how DNS is set up, and DHCP. Because remember, even if you go to the help desk job, they ask you, what? Do you know about DNS? Do you know about DHCP? Right? They even ask you this stuff. But in a sysadmin job, that's your job right there. That is your job, by the way, guys. If you tell me who's sysadmin, that's sysadmin right there. Nobody else. That's sysadmin.
And
right
some of them do networking admin stuff too. They do both. They do both sysadmin and network admin stuff too. So
Danish, I have a question about this one. How do you know that it's not connected by looking on on the DNS manager? I didn't get you. Can you repeat, please?
So because it doesn't mean it's not connected. It means it's not attached to a website or it's not inside the server. So the way it works in the web servers, you have to put this IP address in your network. Basically on the same server, you're gonna have to add this IP address inside your local connection. So your adapter has multiple ways to add addresses, right? So then you're gonna go to IIS and you have to add this IP. So let me just take over quickly, and Abdul, can you make it maximize a little bit your screen? So can you guys see my screen? So his screen, sorry, his screen. Yeah, his screen.
We see it.
Yeah.
So now I'm taking over right now. So you see, if it says apps right here, I forgot the name who asked this question, but here you go. You're gonna come over here, tools. You're gonna go to the IIS. And in IIS, if you want to run a website, you're going to come over here and you see you can add multiple websites over here, 1, 2, 3 over here, right? So if you go to the default website, there's no IP attached to that. It's just the local server IP running on port 80, right? So that's the 204 address. So if I want to bind it, you have to bind that address to binding here, add, and then you have to actually find that IP address. Do you see that IP now? Guys, do you see that from the DNS?
Yep.
That's because I added this IP in the local area network of this server, or else it's not going to work. Okay.
Danish, can you show us how did you add the IP address?
So you're going to go to the local area network here. You're going to go to the Ethernet. You're going to go to the adapter. Right click on the adapter. Go to properties. You're going to go to IPv4 properties. It has to be static IP address for this to work. Advanced, and you see this right here.
Mm-hmm.
So now, in our case, because we are running a router on a local level, this may work, it may not work, but we're running this on a local level, so this may not work because our DHCP is not running on this server. So, but can you see where it's added here, right? Or else you're not going to see that in an IIS, by the way, right?
Yes.
So if you go to your IIS, you can then pick it from here and then name that it with that DNS value. So what's that? cec.jobskillshare.org. And now you have that running on. You can probably have to disable this one because we don't need. I'll just put this on 33.
So in technical term, is it called registered to a DNS record?
Yeah, this is registered to already. It's already registered in DNS. There's a record available already. You're just connecting that with that record. There has to be some application talking to that record, or else it's not going to work.
Okay, thank you.
And Abdul, the solution I was telling you earlier, open up CMD.
Go ahead. Abdul, you have a control now.
So as our NS lookup, space. Oh, you
Slow down.
yeah, press Control C to exit out of that.
Oh, Control C. I think I have to close it.
Oh, I don't know. NS lookup space, whatever you're trying to ping, or get the address from, I mean. So
apps.cc.jobskillshare.org.
Space, and then a DNS server that you know is good. So what's a DNS server that you know? I mentioned a few earlier.
It's like 1.1.1.
Yeah. And it's good to know a few of these just, just to have it as a backup, just in case. So try that, press enter. And obviously it's not public, but if it were a public IP address outside that Danish had set up, you would get the information back. Yeah. And you'd be able to verify. So if you change that for google.com, you'll be able to see a response. And it'll be returned from the 1.1.1 server instead of your local server. So now you know, okay, is this good? Or maybe you have a second DNS server. You have a DC1 and DC2.
The IP address is coming up. So that's correct. The only problem with this DNS server is that because that IP address is not given by this DNS, it's not being controlled by this DNS. There's no DHCP. So this IP address would go back to our normal router and say, hey, I don't see this information. Where's this? Who's this server? Who is this DNS? It doesn't know anything about it. In the client, we're forcing that to talk to our DNS. So that's why in a local or publicly, it's not going to work. Even in your home, it's not going to work, right? Because you're just not using the correct method. But in case to find the DNS information, this is a good practice because you could easily find out where this is coming from. I just made up that IP address. I put it in DNS. It was still giving you the value, right? And you found it inside inside your client machine by typing apps. What's app? Nobody knows about apps, right? But when I added that and added it in DNS, then it knew about, okay, I know about some app stuff. And this is the IP. This is the address that we are giving. But the whole purpose of this test is to, if you guys want to become a sysadmin, you guys need to know this stuff. If you guys think that you're going to be doing a sysadmin job, then you got to know this stuff. One way or another way. You got to either do the labs or you got to learn this stuff, or else too hard for you guys to be in this career. And this is
very important.
Danish, is there like a place that you would suggest where we could go and practice this, or any kind of like study material or something like that?
Well, for practice, of course, I don't know how much you know about JobSkillShare, we give in our premium membership, we give a full practice lab. So let me share my screen. These are not cheap options, by the way. You guys have to invest if you guys really want to into, but I'm going to show you some other options too if you guys really want to learn the stuff, free options too, okay? So let me take over your screen, Abdul.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I want to pull some information here before I jump in. So now this is the question, like, where do I really kind of extend this learning and how do I learn this stuff, like as a sysadmin stuff? And of course, this is not a small thing. You guys have to be mentally ready. And, I would recommend you guys work in a help desk first for a little bit, just to get to understand the whole infrastructure a little bit better, and then take on these jobs, because then it's going to become too, this stuff is not easy to just, you go out there and just learn servers and you're going to get the job. Now it's not going to be the easy way, okay? So
Got
let
it.
me share my screen with you all, and then we can talk about this here portion of the screen. Can you guys see my screen now?
No.
No.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay. So the first question is, who asked this question, by the way? I forgot the name.
That would be me, Harshit.
Okay. So basically what you need to do is when you become a premium member, we give this very powerful access, and that's the practice lab. And now in our platform, we give library access, right? So we're a little different than other platforms in a way that they give you specific module or specific lab access. So it's much cheaper option. If you go with them, they will maybe give you a monthly option, something like that. So yeah, it's something good option if you guys think that that will work for you. In our platform, we mix different solutions and we just throw it in one membership. More expensive, but in one time it's more expensive, long time it's cheaper. Why? Because we give you a full library access. So you ask me, where do I really learn about sysadmin stuff? So this is where I'm going to start exactly from here. You see right here, guys, 2012 server, 7410.411.412. Now, why did I say start with 2012? Can anybody give me an answer with that?
Most urban
Sorry, what was the
organizations are in
question?
2012.
2012 is still being used.
Yep. So the reason I say you have to start at the 2012, if you really want to become a sysadmin, because your main job right now is what in the market? You're managing 2012 and you're upgrading to what?
2016,
To
2019.
Exactly. So if you want to become marketable, you got to know the upgrade skills rather than saying, I know about 16. You didn't know how to do migrations. You didn't know how to demote Active Directory and then come back and do another Active Directory or things like that. You didn't know that, right? And you're not going to know that stuff. So how are you going to know if you don't practice that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So you start with 2012 like that, and then you move to which one again? You move to the 2016 version of this, this whole 2000 server learning. But then, of course, it goes to more advanced stuff like SQL stuff in there. There's more, but I would highly recommend people to just start from here. And then, of course, if your company is using Exchange, they have Exchange in there too. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now, these are huge labs, by the way. They're not small. So what we did on top of this as a job skill share specific feature, when you become a member, we made video on top of these tasks. Now, that is something that only we have rights to do that because we talk to them directly. And that's called strategic partnership. We don't do promotion, stuff like that. So we don't have that ability to give you coupons or stuff like that for this stuff. We just say, become a member, you got all access from us. So if you say that, okay, how do I really learn this stuff on a video level? So you're going to come over here and you're going to say this, okay, learn IT, and then there's this new feature in practice IT, learn with labs. So I'll show you what makes it so powerful, because then on top of that access, we give you our own video access. So when you come to the 2016 server, because we don't make video for each and every lab, that's just impossible, right? We just pick on the one that is brand new. So you did the lab over here, practice 2012, you came to 2016, then you want to do some video stuff, then come jump into this at 2016 7740. You're going to open that, and here you see the same stuff, and you're going to open the screen, and now on the left side, on the right side, you have videos. You see these videos right there? These are the videos that we only created. This is the custom stuff going on over here, okay? So if you get stuck in a let's say, for example, installing a Windows Server 2016 standard, and you get stuck in this area where it's more practical, and you don't have time maybe, you can just come and just watch this video and just learn it directly from here. Now that is something we do for our members. And then
That's
hey,
really
go ahead.
good, man.
Danish, I have a question. I'm a member actually, but I always get lost. The one which you showed us, the 2012 and 2016. Where did you get that like a list?
Okay, first, what member are you? Plus or premium?
Premium.
Okay, so if you're a premium member, of course, you also need to look at when did you buy the premium membership?
6 months, I think.
Okay, so you still have
5
access.
months, yeah.
So you still have access, a 1 year access. You're gonna log in to your partner. So if you want to go straight to the list, are you talking about this list or the labs list?
I see this page. After that, I always go to learn IT. So I didn't
Okay,
see
okay.
the
You need to come over here.
us.
You need to come to practice IT here. This is the lab section, practice, right? So you're gonna come to dashboard here. In the dashboard, you will see your access right here. You see this? It says practice lab. Your username is going to be here. Your password is going to be here. And all you got to do is to click on this, and it's going to take you to the lab. You just put the username, password over here, and now you're going to be inside like this list again. And if you need help, by the way, just straight message us on the WhatsApp. I'll help you out directly. That's not a problem.
How much is the premium membership? Danish, if you mind me
Premium
asking?
membership is $4.99 right now for 1 year.
Oh my God, that's really cheap.
That's what?
That's really cheap, I said.
That's what I'm like. People who are not in IT, by the way, when they're brand new, they may think of this price a lot, but they don't know the access that we're giving out. It's
this
too
is
big.
you guys are like, this is like a grab and go kind of deal.
Yeah, and on top of that, guys, I don't know if you guys know, we also give 200 plus video courses from our different partner. So that's also included in the premium membership. That's on top of this stuff.
Wow.
So let's say, for example,
this is my first day over here. I'm sorry, interrupting you.
Sorry,
this is my first day over here, and I mean, I'm just like, I was just shocked. Like, wow, I've been missing out on so much stuff, and why wasn't I here earlier? Or something like that.
The reason for this, guys, is one simple thing. Let me share as more of like an insight of my thing. I don't like to do marketing how other people do marketing, and there's a reason behind it. I don't like to do a Facebook marketing or paid marketing. Does that make sense? Yeah. So with that, what will happen, and people who know me, they know this stuff. What will happen is that person like you who's new, right, who came straight to my platform, and they're brand new, they may just go with this price and they may think they have paid a lot of money, right? So with that, what happens is that they don't know how big this access is, and they will say that they will treat us like customers always right kind of thing, right?
Right.
I, as a founder of this platform, don't want to take that stress, or my trainers, we don't want to take that kind of stress, right? So our terms are very aggressive in a way that we're going to give you every single thing, and you're going to be shocked with the access. But at the same time, we're not going to be dealing this like, we're not going to be grabbing people from internet to come and buy our access, because then you're right, I'm wrong kind of thing, right? Here, I'll say, I'll give you the access that is going to cost you a lot more money outside in the future, and I can guarantee you on that. And then people like you who understand this stuff, you came straight immediately, you say, wow, this access is good, right? So that's kind of like the customer we would want to, basically, they see this, they look at this, they understand how big this is, and then they go for it. Other than that, we really don't do any marketing other than what we do in YouTube. We just don't go outside. We don't pay for any ads. And before somebody buy a premium membership, we have this verification list. We even call them, did you plan to buy this stuff, or how did you buy it? And if they say, no, somebody just suggested me to become IT technician, I'm like, did you even see our free content? We have over 300 plus hours of free content. You can even become an IT professional from just free. And if they didn't know, we just refund the money. If they know about it, then no, I want to do the labs, we'll just keep the money, right? But that's why the answer for you is why maybe you didn't heard about us too much, because we are not out there in the public.
Danish, I won't take much time. I will just take 2 minutes. Sorry, guys. I have a more question on, I finished the Network Plus theory. So theory and the practical, is it both on the same page, or?
No, there's
kind of confused, once after finishing the theory. So when I want to do the lab.
Yeah, so let me explain it to you. So any certification focused courses, we don't do any training on that. It is already covered by a platform. So why should we create a theory video, right? Doesn't make sense for us. So the only video we will make on Network Plus is going to be real world courses. So if you go back to your access right here, by the way, so if you go to Learn IT dashboard, right? So maybe that's a better way to go. So you start your journey right here. And then this is where the second part, we're transitioning from help desk to more sysadmin or network engineer now, right? That's more advanced stuff. So if you come over here and you click on the self-paced program, the first course is the Network Plus, because we tell people that you cannot become a proper sysadmin if you don't know how to do networking, right? So if you come over here, you click on the Network Plus. If you go to the course right here, by the way, then it's designed kind of like by us with the practice lab. So if I start this course, it's still you're working on it. If you look on the left side, this is where you will see that, hey, do you want to know about the theory? Do you really want to learn about all that stuff that really, really covers the certification stuff? You should come and take this from the partner access, that theory stuff, okay? But if you want to move on to the real world, like labs and everything, then keep on moving with this course like this. You just click on it, and that's coming directly from our instructors right here. This is our instructor work. And then they go into straight go into more technical stuff like that lab stuff, right? They'll just go to compare the OSI model, then coming down gets more technical, then protocols, and then they get into more routers and switches and whatever that is covered inside there. So we will only touch the real world part, and we'll make some theory behind it for just basic stuff, but there is already theory available to you in the partner portal, so we're not going to create that again.
I'm gonna just subscribe to this like after this stream, man. This looks really interesting.
Well, thank you, but guys, this is a confusing platform, by the way. You can see there's even a premium members asking where to go, where to. The reason for that is the access is just too big. So here's my request to you all. Please contact us or me directly and let me know where you're stuck, rather than thinking, should I do this or that? It's just too big for you guys, right? It's too much out there. So let me know. Tell me that I want to become a sysadmin. I want to become a networker. I want to become a security admin. Then let me give you the courses or the path. It will be much easier for you that way, okay?
Okay, thank you.
So with this, guys, my son,
Thank you
again,
so much.
he's getting a little angry now. So I think we're going to end today, and he's hitting me with the stick now. Okay. So thank you so much, Kevin, for all the help. Kevin Diaz, Kevin Tech, Kev Tech, and guys, do go back to their channels. And these are the guys that are driving force behind all of this. So make sure you guys subscribe to their channels. Come join our Discord communities. And also for the people who are new today and the people who join us and give us all this time, I really appreciate that you guys are doing this, because without you, this won't be a fun thing for me, right? It's just that we're getting together, and look how much time we spent today. And thank you to Abdul for giving us that time. Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next session.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
take care,
so
guys.
much.
Bye,
Bye.
Donna. Thank you,
Thank you so much.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.